Hello guys, this is Brian Mounts. I run turfmechanic.com. In this channel, I manage this yard all by myself and I teach you and many other people how to do it themselves as well. Today I am preparing for summer here in the lawn. This is the second video of my summer preparation series. I'll link to the first one down below. In that first video, which was about 18 days ago, I applied a liquid dethatching product to my lawn because I want to manage the layers of thatch going into the summer. I want my roots to not get bound up close to the soil surface. I want to push them deeper, and that is the goal today. Everything that I'm doing today is all about root development because in the spring, that's when our grass puts on the most root growth. I want to do everything possible to improve the root development process during the springtime so that my grass and my lawn can be healthier. Let's talk about what I'm doing today. All right, now I have dedicated videos to pretty much everything that I'm going to talk about today except for grubs. I'm going to have a dedicated video to grub prevention and I don't know, the life cycle and everything having to do with why we apply products like this in the coming weeks. So if you're not a subscriber to the channel, this is your opportunity to hit that button. You'll watch that video when it comes out. What I do have videos on is about aeration. Now, exactly 5 weeks ago, I put down my first liquid aeration product application of the year. The reason we put liquid aeration products, to repeat what I said before, is liquid aeration products soften up the ground. This is going to loosen the soil to the point, it's going to make the soil softer. Basically, just imagine like, I don't know, a sponge is hard when it's dry. If you get a little bit wet, it's softer. So I don't know if that's the best analogy, but that works for me in my head. We want soft soil because during the spring, that's when grass puts on the most root growth. And so if we can have soft, pliable soil that the roots can go through, then that means that they're going to go deeper into the ground and grow out more substantially. So during the spring, grass is attempting to root down. In fact, when it comes out of winter dormancy, it starts rooting before the grass even greens up and starts growing. That's the first thing that it does at the end of winter. Liquid aeration products. Now I also core aerate, and I am an enormous advocate for core aeration and liquid aeration as a kind of a team effort. Both of them do wonders, and combined, it just supercharges the whole process. When the grass is softer, I should say when the soil that the grass is growing in is softer, it's more malleable, the root systems are able to penetrate it further. So 5 weeks ago, I applied Aerate. It's the next line of products. Today, I'm going to be putting down simple aeration. All right, let me get in close here. What I'm putting down here today is simple aeration. This is at 008 with 1.5% iron. If you look really close on the label, you'll see it comes with 6% humic acid. And I don't even think I can focus on this right here. But in there it says extracts of Ascophyllum nodosum. That is a giant sea kelp variety. That's where the cytokinins come from. This is a product that contains a little bit more humic acid than the aerate version. It also contains some sea kelp, which means I'm getting a little bit of cytokinins in there. Now, in my first summer prep video, which was 18 days ago, I applied a dedicated product for cytokinin, for applying cytokinins to my lawn. Now, if you're unfamiliar with cytokinins, that is the hormone that is in sea kelp or seaweed extract. So whenever you see a product that contains seaweed or sea kelp or something like that, it's not that we care that it's from the sea. We care because seaweed and sea kelp, that contains a natural thing called cytokinins. Now everything, really all of these plants contain cytokinins. It is a growth hormone. There's grass and weeds and tomatoes, nothing would be growing if it wasn't supposed to grow. So this hormone is natural, but sea kelp grows so fast in the ocean because it contains, I don't know, I'm not a biologist, but I'm going to assume it's because it contains so much cytokinin potency. There's just so much. So when we harvest it and then we use it on our lawns, the same hormone spurs growth in our lawns. Now with cytokinins, they particularly spur the growth of root development. This contains cytokinins in it, although it doesn't say it on the bottle. It does include reference to the sea kelp variety that the cytokinins come from on the label. So I'm reading between the lines. I put this down. It also contains 8% potassium. And since I have been fertilizing my lawn, I have been applying a lot of nitrogen and phosphorus to my lawn throughout the year. Potassium has really only come from these dedicated liquid aeration products. Excellent product. So I'm going to be applying this to the lawn. Now, if you're a follower of this channel, you know that my soil is about a pH 6.8 going into the, or maybe 6.9 going into the 2021 lawn season. For me personally, I want my soil pH to be down closer to 6.5. So I'm doing some special steps to push the pH lower. One of the steps that I'm doing is applying urea fertilizer here in the mid to late spring. Now, you can put down granular urea fertilizer, but I'm going to be applying this liquid fertilizer. Now, I'm a subscriber to the Sunday Lawn Service. I'm also an affiliate for it. So if you want to take a look at their program, I'll have a link down below. This program isn't for everybody, and I'm not going to push you to do it either. But I am a subscriber, and this service provides these little pouches, and you take your hose, and I don't have the little attachment here, but it comes with an attachment, and you stick it on here, and you put the hose onto it, and you just spray it on the lawn. Literally, the only thing you need is a hose. So all of these Sunday products are organic. They're not really, I don't know, it's urea nitrogen. It's not like it's coming from, like, you know, plant-based ingredients. This particular product is the Lawn Strong pouch. I got 2 pouches of this last year. This is just an extra pouch that I've had in the garage. This is 17.8% urea nitrogen, which is a acidifying fertilizer. 6.2% of it is going to be urea triazone, which is also an acidifying fertilizer. It's just a little bit slower acting than regular urea. Urea triazone is, I'm going to call it a special formulation. I don't know, I think it was developed somewhere in the 90s. But anyway, 24% urea nitrogen is in this. We get 3% potassium. It's a 2403 product, so it's heavy nitrogen. It's going to push some growth. So when I add this, this has the potassium in it. So it's going to be 2403 plus the potassium in this. So it's going to even out to, I'm making numbers up here, but it's going to be rounding up to around 24010. Depends on how heavy I put this down. All right, now like I said, Get Sunday is not for everybody. It's not technically even for me, because I do a lot of stuff like very, very specifically in my lawn. I have equipment and I buy lots of different kinds of products to put on my lawn. But it is for the people who want a good lawn, but don't want to collect all of the products or the equipment. So when you subscribe to their system or pick up their products, however it is that you pick them up, they literally send you in the mail a box of pouches that are appropriate for your size, yard, and your climate, like your geographic location. With the pouches, they give you this little thing right here, and all you do is you just put it on. That's it. You don't have to own any equipment whatsoever. They give this to you. When you pop their pouch open, this particular pouch covers 5,000 square feet. Now I'm going to only be applying it to my flat lawn today, which is about 2,500 square feet. So on the Get Sunday paperwork, it tells you to apply the whole thing. I'm not going to do that because that's too much. That's twice as much as I need. So I'm going to apply half of this bag. So I'm going to have to walk through my property fast enough to get through the whole property without using more than half of the bag. It really is this simple. There's like no thought involved at all. Go turn the water on. It's kind of cool. When I turned the water on, the bag actually popped up. It's pressurized. But then literally you just hold it turn the knob right here to on, and it sprays. You literally just spray your lawn with the hose, and it sucks up product out of the bag onto the ground. If you were to buy this for your own property, you would get a bag perfectly sized for your lawn. So you'd spray it till it was gone, throw it away, and then you're done for like a couple months until the next box comes in the mail. Sorry, my dogs are making noise. All right, it's possible that I over-applied a little bit, but not by much. That's what the back of the bag is after going through the whole lawn. Started at the 4, went a little bit past the 2. So, it's not going to be the end of the world. Oh, I didn't mention this. It's got molasses, which is going to feed the soil bacteria, which is great. A touch of iron, I don't know, it's not much. But the molasses, I like that in this product. Good job, guys. The fertilizer is necessary. The nitrogen is necessary. The potassium is super necessary going into the summer. Right now, this is an unseasonably cold day here. It's May 22nd. We had snow, like literally snow came down yesterday. And right now it's pretty chilly out here. But weathers are going to be warming up. Across the country, we're seeing 90s all over the place this time of year. As summer comes, as that heat comes, we're going to have more evaporation. So even if you're getting rains, you're going to be having more evaporation, which means we're going to be having heat stress on our lawns, and we're going to be having drought stress on our lawns. Potassium basically acts, now I have an entire video about potassium. I'm going to link to it kind of up in here and down in the description below. But potassium basically acts like the immune system for your grass. If your grass is well nourished in the potassium department, it is going to be better equipped to deal with the stresses of summer. It just is. So we're going to be putting down, what I want here is I want as much potassium in the lawn as possible going into the summer. But here's the kicker. And I have a video about this also that I'll link to down below, my NPK ratio video. If you only put potassium and phosphorus on the lawn just over and over and over for years, but never put nitrogen down, your grass really isn't ever going to use the potassium and the phosphorus. This is something that not everybody quite gets, but the grass, now, okay, everybody here watching YouTube has probably heard of Alan Hayne, the lawn care nut. The term that he uses is nitrogen drives the bus. So what that means is you have to have nitrogen. You have to push nitrogen if you want the grass to grow. And if the grass grows, then it uses the other nutrients that it finds in the soil. Now, it's not going to just uptake phosphorus and potassium and use it unless it is fed with nitrogen. So you have to get the nitrogen on the lawn for it to want to take up these other nutrients in any like meaningful way. So we're going to be putting down the urea, which is going to push some growth. And because of the potassium in here and because of the heavy dose of phosphorus that I put on the lawn with my Milorganite application back in April, we're going to get significant root development. The softening of the soil with this is going to work. Now here's the third product that I'm going to be putting down. Scott's Grub X. Now it doesn't matter that it's Scott's. This is the bag that I've bought the past couple years in a row. This is the third one that I'm using. There are other brands that make largely the same thing. What we want here is a Grub Preventative. Now this particular product says season-long grub killer and preventer. Right now, there's probably grubs in the lawn. Everything is growing, so you don't really see the effects of the grubs. But the new grubs that are coming out of their eggs are going to be feeding on the lawn through the summer. And those are the ones that we want to prevent. We want to prevent those to prevent the damage, because during the summer and the fall, that's when the root development of the grass slows down a little bit. So any grubs that are feeding on the root systems of our grass, that's when we're going to start noticing the damage in our lawn. Some people will put this down, and I probably could put this down right now, the Grub X. We don't want these little grubs, because the grubs, when they emerge from their eggs here in the spring, they start eating the root systems of our grass. And it's not that big of a deal during the middle of the spring or even the late spring, but by summer, when our grasses are a little bit more stressed out, that's when we want as many roots, healthy roots, as possible. So we don't want those little grubs munching on them. So this is something that we apply at the end of spring. Now, I'm not going to apply this today, but I do want to show it to you and talk to you about it a little bit here, because this is a style of product that you need to go out and purchase this week somewhere, whether it be online, whether it be down in the description through my affiliate link, or whether it just be running down to your local Walmart and picking up whatever they have on the shelf. This is important. When you apply this, I'm going to be applying this the first week of June. This is what's going to stop the damage to the root system of my lawn before damage happens. Very important. I'm going to apply this in about 10 days or so. I'll make a full video about it where I talk a little bit more about why, how, and I don't know, all the particulars around it. For those of you who are going into summer, you're trying to fix your lawn for the first time ever, really, all of this stuff is probably new to you. Sunday, here's my plug here. Sunday is a service where they just provide you what you need for the most part. It just shows up at the doorstep. You attach it to your hose and spray it on the lawn. It's the easiest thing that you can do. So if you don't really want to really go hardcore into this for the first season or two, see if you enjoy lawn care at all. This is a pretty good program. There is some deficiencies in the program, like they don't have like a dedicated micronutrient product. They don't include humic acids in there. Some of the things that we use to feed the soil, but it is a pretty good starter thing, and you don't need any like equipment. So I will link to it down below so you can take a look at it. At some point I'll do like a full review of this, but I'm not interested in doing that right now. I actually have things to do in the lawn to prepare. This is my third shipment from Get Sunday, and this is my second season with the program. For other videos about cytokinins, links will be down below. For other videos about urea, I have a dedicated video about urea where I'm walking around in the snowstorm talking about it. I'll have a link to that down below. There's lots of learning material on this channel. That's what I do. Now I'm going to go ahead and apply this. I'm not really an entertainer, so I don't even know if I'm going to get me applying this on camera, but I got a pretty good yard. I apply this stuff all the time. I got 4 kids in the house, so I got other things to do. But I hope you appreciate this video. I hope you found some information in it that's helpful. That's what my goal is, to provide you helpful information. Take care of your lawn right now before summer. It's so hard to fix a lawn in the middle until late July. But if you start working here at the end of May, you can really get a good foundation for the stresses of summer before it happens. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another video.